It is not impossible to protect our kids at school. They act like it is. Nancy Pelosi, well, she's got protection when she's in D.C. Apparently her house doesn't have a lot of protection. But if our lawmakers have protection, if our lawmakers can have protection.
Oh, that's a good one. I get it. Her house isn't protected and her husband's skull was bashed in with a hammer. Do you get it, everyone? It's funny because her house wasn't protected from the right-wing crazies. And so her husband was almost murdered with a hammer. He may never recover. He's still in the hospital right now. Do you get it? The host loved it. He was covering his face, giggling at how funny it was. The crowd loved it too. It was funny that Paul Pelosi almost was murdered. So look, here's why I wanted to play this for you. They are spreading all of these conspiracy theories about the attack. So their first attempt to dissuade you from thinking about this in a serious way was to say, well, this is just an instance of crime. Isn't it sad there's so much crime? Then they said, you don't have to worry about this because gay or something, I don't know. And they purport to believe all of those things, but let's be clear. Once you get past all of that, they're going to clearly demonstrate that they don't care. This is not about some alternate theory. They just genuinely think it's funny. They genuinely like that he almost died. That if Nancy Pelosi had been there, maybe her kneecaps would have been shattered. Maybe he would have bludgeoned her skull in. Maybe she would be dead right now. They think that that's a funny thing. Kari Lake is not just an OAN reporter or a state legislator, as bad as both of those things would be for what you just saw. She might well be a senator soon. And she is laughing and chuckling along because someone almost assassinated Nancy Pelosi. Maz, you're a comedian. You get the jokes. What do you think about that joke?
Well, first of all, it's worse. She might be a governor soon. You said senator.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
yes.
But either way, there was a time when you would say there was a time when you would say that, and we would look at that candidate and we would laugh. The same way I said when Donald Trump was running. I remember everyone at the beginning. Everybody thought it was funny. They go, ha ha ha, he's running, ha ha ha. And then as he kept winning, we're going, ha ha ha, he's running. And then suddenly we're like, ha ha ha, he's running. And we just got scarier and scarier. The fact that this lady could very well be the governor of Arizona is scary. There is a gene missing in these people, which is an empathy gene, a sympathy gene. Like, how do you not? I remember, John McCain at least had a sense of decency when that lady in that famous clip where he was running against Obama and she goes, well, he's a Muslim. And the lady goes, no, he's, and then Biden, McCain stopped the lady. No, he's not a Muslim. He's actually a good person, which by the way, indicates then that Muslims are bad people. But still, he tried his best to have a moment of seriousness and gravity to that moment. And Kari Lake could have taken this moment to say, look, any kind of violence is wrong, et cetera, et cetera. Now let me go into why I think we need more protection or whatever that is. But she just leaned into this. And I could only hope, John, somewhere in the back of my mind and deep in my heart, I just pray this thing karma just comes around. Like I hope, like I don't know what, like maybe something like Kari Lake trips or something. I mean, I hate to wish anything bad for anybody. Or like a bird. I wish like she walks out and a bird just poops right on her head. Like I'm talking violent, just non-violent. I'm not saying anybody should attack her. I'm saying a bird should poop on her head, or just like, when you park your car and birds just keep pooping on it. Mm-hmm. I wish that happens to Kari Lake's car for a long time, because for her to say that is just so insensitive. And also it excuses this. So if there's another unstable person in the audience, they're going, oh, okay, it's fine then. We'll just attack more elderly people.
Exactly. Yeah. Look, it certainly says something about her, but she was a newscaster and she's a savvy politician, which means she knows how to read crowds. This says so much more about the crowd. She knew that if I joke about this 82-year-old man having his head bludgeoned in with a hammer, they'll like it. They want jokes about political violence, and that's what I'll give them. She's not the only one, by the way, that thinks that this is hilarious. Claudia Tenney, US House candidate, New York's 24th district, quote, retweeted this photo of a bunch of Republican guys all wielding hammers. And she says, LOL, you get it? Because the other guy had a hammer. You remember he had the hammer that they bashed Paul Pelosi's skull in? It's funny because he had a hammer. I don't know, like when someone shot Reagan, like tried to murder Reagan with a gun, did a bunch of Democrats just hold big guns? And all the Democratic Congress people were like, ha, it's a gun, you get it? Because they tried to shoot him and now they have guns. I don't think that that's how this used to work. I don't understand why this has to be the way that America falls, so utterly horrendous in every possible way. But that's the direction that we're going. And as we transition to our next break, I'm gonna leave you with a thought. So as Maz so rightly said earlier in this segment, there's a lot of crazy people out there. If you are one of the other crazies and you're watching all this, you watch the guy attack Pelosi, and then you watch the way everyone has talked about it. Do you think you're less likely to want to attack or kill someone right now? Now that you've seen that every Republican thinks that it's hilarious, they don't think that it's unacceptable. They're not spending the last few days nonstop telling people, you are not a good conservative if you do this. This is not the way that we make change. What do you think the crazies are thinking from what they've witnessed over the last week?
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.